Hi, today I would like to show you how to set up a very simple lab for your CCNA and even CCNP studies, and to make sure that you can practice everything that you have studied at the CCNA level. Uh, People keep asking me, is it a good idea to buy some Cisco, routers and switches? And the answer is yes, of course it is, but it's not cheap. The best way to practice and to learn Cisco is to have your own Cisco router or a Cisco switch, but not as a lab really, but as a router that will run your house. Okay, because if something goes wrong, you have to fix that. And it's like, it's a real life situation. This router is responsible for accessing the internet, for wireless, for switching, and so on. So what I recommend that you should do, you should buy an 87700 series router. Okay, it's not very expensive. It's that guy here. There's a wireless version as well, 877W, and it's really good. Okay, and make sure you go to eBay or something like that, and you will find one over there. Okay, what I want to show you today is we will start from scratch, and we'll try and set up this router to connect to the internet. So we'll do everything. If something goes wrong, we'll try and troubleshoot it. But I want to show you how to do that in a way that you will not touch your main network at the moment. The reason for that is that a lot of people are really afraid to touch their main network, because they do not feel comfortable with their Cisco skills, and that's fair enough. So I will show you how to play with it in a, you can say, in a lab situation, and then eventually you should replace this simple Linksys router with that guy. Okay, so what you can see here on the screen is a topology that most people have at home. So there is a router, just a simple Linksys, Netgear, D-Link, whatever, connected to the internet. Okay, and in most cases it's a wireless router as well, and there is a PC connected to one of the ports at the back of this router. Okay, what we want to do, we don't want to get rid of this Linksys router, because if something goes wrong, we don't know how to fix it. Eventually we will, but at the moment what we will do, we'll take this 877 router, okay, and what we will do, we will, let me just grab something to, okay, yeah. So what we will do, we'll take one cable and connect it to any port, any LAN port on this router. Okay, so let's say that port. Okay, that's what you're going to do. And this one, that will be, from the 877 perspective, it will be WAN. Okay, it will be Wide Area Network, ISP. Okay, even though it's router, okay, it will not be very good because it will double NAT and so on, but still it's very safe. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to get a public IP address. That will be really private, but we want to obtain an IP address from this router. Okay, and on the other hand, what we want to do, we want to connect a PC to one of these ports. Okay, so F0 will be our WAN port, okay, and F1, F3 will be our LAN port. Okay, so very similar to this router. But when you look at this topology, you can see that if something goes wrong with this link, with this Cisco router, this PC is not going to be affected. Okay, so it's pretty safe to start it like this, and eventually what you should do, you should get rid of this router and put your 877 here. Okay, but To start, we'll do it like this, and still you can connect your laptop or your PC to this 877 Cisco router and see how it works. As I promised, we'll start from scratch. So what I did, this is really the name of this computer is computer, okay, and I'm connected to this guy using VNC, okay, using my wireless connection, okay, and I'm on the 877 router, and the first thing we'll do, we'll type erase startup config, okay, so we will literally start from scratch. So whatever was on this router, it's gone, okay, we'll receive a warning saying, okay, you know what you're doing. Yes, I know. Okay, startup config is gone. We'll reload the router. Okay, let's go back to our topology. Okay, so what we want to achieve is F0 will be our WAN port. We want to get an IP address from this Linksys router, because this Linksys router is a DHCP server, so it will send an IP address to 877. It's very similar to this situation, but of course 877 will not get a real public IP address. It will be a private IP address, but 877 will think it's a public IP address. Okay, then we have to set up the LAN side of this topology, and you will have a chance to practice everything that you have studied at the CCNA level, because we have to create an access list, we have to create a NAT statement, okay, we have to create a static root. And then what we want to do, we want to set up this 877 to be a DHCP server as well. Okay, so this PC should get an IP address. Okay, and let's say it will be 192.168. Let's say 50.0/24. Okay, F0 will be 192.168.50.1. We change the size here. Okay, so that will be .1. Okay, and that will be our WAN IP address. Okay, DHCP. Let's say it will be 192.168.50.100 to 192.168.50.150. Okay, that will be 150. That will be our DHCP scope, this DHCP pool. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, router is up. Okay, and the question, do you want to start a wizard? And the answer is, of course, we do not want to do that. We want to set it up from the CLI straight away. Okay, the first thing we want to do, we want to set up our two interfaces. Okay, 877 has got a built-in switch. Okay, so F0, F1, F2 and F3 are switched ports. Okay, they are not routed ports, so you cannot assign an IP address to F0, F1, F2 or F3. What you have to do, you have to create a VLAN interface. Okay, at the CCNA level you did that for a switch. Okay, for instance, interface VLAN 1, you assigned an IP address to be able to telnet to it. Okay, here what we'll do, we'll create two VLANs, one for F0 and one for ports F1, F2 and F3. Okay, so let me change the color. Okay, so that will be, let's say, VLAN 10. Okay, and that will be VLAN 20. Okay, so our WAN port will be in VLAN 10. Yeah, and our LAN ports will be in VLAN 20. Okay, so we will have to create these two VLANs, two interfaces, assign ports to these VLANs, and of course the IP addresses. Okay, from the one side, sorry, this IP address should be over here, of course. From the one side, this router will get an IP address from the Linksys router, so we will not assign an IP address to it. We just tell 877 that F0 should be a DHCP client. Okay, so VLAN 10 should be a DHCP client, so it will get an IP address from the router above. Okay, ready? Let's do that. So, first, let's change the name, host name, let's call it 877. Router 877. Okay, now we need to create two VLANs. When you type show VLAN switch, because this is a layer 3 switch, you can say, so it's not show VLAN, it's show VLAN switch, you will see that oh, we had some VLANs because I have not deleted the VLAN database, but it's not a problem. Okay, so we had some VLANs, but as you can see, by default everything is in VLAN 1. Okay, so we want to create VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. VLAN 10 will be our 1 VLAN and VLAN 20 will be our local VLAN. Okay, now let's do it. So VLAN 10, VLAN 10 is our, can't do that, maximum. Okay, so let's do show flash. Okay, can you see VLAN DAT? Okay, that's what we want to delete. Okay, so I think it's delete, isn't it? Flash delete. Okay, good. Let's reload. Okay. No, we don't want to save any changes. Okay, we'll reload this router again to make sure that there are no VLANs on this router. Okay, so let's try and create a plan here. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll create two VLANs, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Then we will assign an IP address to VLAN 20, and VLAN 10 should get an IP address from our, well, you can call it an ISP really, yeah, but from this Linksys router. We will have to set up a DHCP server, and of course make sure that this PC can access the internet. So we will have to create a NAT statement and a static root on this 877 router. Okay. Let me just pause the video for this router to boot up. Okay, we're back. Say no here. First we'll try and verify that there are no VLANs, okay, because it's a small office, home office router, so they limited the number of VLANs that you can create. Okay, so let's try and type show VLAN. Okay, and as you can see, we've got VLAN 1 only. Okay, so we're ready to go. VLAN 10, let's name it 1, facing the internet. Okay, yeah, there's no spaces here. So let's, not sure if it's not too long. No, it's fine. Okay, we'll show VLAN switch. Okay, that is interesting. Show VLAN switch. Here we are. Okay. One facing the internet. Okay. Now VLAN 20. Name LAN. Okay, that's it really. To show VLAN switch. Okay, so we've got two VLANs, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and according to our topology, VLAN 10, the WAN port, F0, and F1, 2 and 3 should be in VLAN 20. Okay, so interface F0, switch port mode access, okay, to make sure it's an access port. Okay, switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, come on. I lost the connection. Okay. That's interesting. Just give me a sec. Okay, we're back. It's just a pretty old laptop. When I tried to ping, it just showed a hardware error. So don't worry about that. Okay, so switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, so we have decided that F0 should be in VLAN 10. Okay, let's do spanning tree port fast as well. Oops. Okay, disable spanning tree and no CDP enable. Okay, we don't want to have CDP on our WAN interface. Okay, we don't want our ISP to know, for instance, what iOS we're running and so on. Yeah, so it's good to disable CDP on the outside interface and keep it on the inside interface. Okay, let's verify to show VLAN switch. Okay, here we are. F0 is in VLAN 10. Okay, good. Now interface range F1, 3, and for port 1, 2 and 3, switch port mode access as well, switch port access VLAN 20, and spanning tree port fast. Okay, let's verify, show VLAN switch. Okay, so as you can see, we've got two VLANs, 10, that's facing the internet, and LAN F0, F1, 2 and 3. Good. Now, let's go back to our diagram. Okay, we have to create we have to assign an IP address to this interface and make sure that an IP address can be obtained by this router from the ISP. Okay, so interface, we are creating a layer 3 interface now, okay? VLAN 10 and 20 is a layer 2 interface. VLAN, when you type interface VLAN, then it's a layer 3 interface. On a switch, on a layer 2 switch, you can have one interface only, like this, okay? It's just telnet and SSH to it. Here, we'll create two of them. So this router will route between our two interfaces, okay? So let's start with VLAN 20. That will be our, let's put some description, okay? We should fix that as well. Description, okay? SVI, that's the name, switched virtual interface for LAN, okay? For gateway for our PCs. Okay, and here we will assign an IP address 192.168.50.1. Okay, and let's leave it like this for now. Show IP interface brief. Okay, that's VLAN 20 here. Okay, let's go and line console 0. Let's fix logging synchronous so we will see our commands. Okay, so show IP interface brief again. Okay, so we can see VLAN 20 sub-interface was created. Okay, looks good. Now VLAN 10. Okay, VLAN 10 should get an IP address from our ISP. Okay, and thanks to that, we don't have to assign a static IP address, and in most cases we cannot, because this is something that your ISP will give it to you. Okay, so interface VLAN 10. Let's put some description. SVI for 1. Okay, and here we don't want to assign an IP address like this. We want to get an IP address from DHCP. That's it. Okay, and thanks to that, this router will go to the links box and get an IP address from it. Okay, so show IP interface brief. Okay, and take a look. Yeah, okay, so my router, well, it's not a Linksys router that I've got at home, but a router, this one, gave an IP address to 877. And 877 thinks, and will think, that this is an outside interface, outside IP address, in a way public IP address, okay, even though it's private, but it's just for our lab, okay. Later on, if you're comfortable, that's what I said, you should replace this Linksys router with your 877. 877 should face the internet, okay. Good. And one more thing, you can see that DHCP is the method for it, okay. Good. Now we should create a NAT statement, okay, and make sure that this router can ping the internet, okay. It's always a good idea to do it that way. Do not play with a DHCP pool. Do not try and ping the internet from this PC, because you know it might be a firewall issue on this PC or whatever. Try and make sure that you can ping the internet from the router itself, and then from the router itself using a source of VLAN 20. I will show you what I mean in a few minutes. Okay, so let's start with, let's go to our NAT section. Okay, so we need to NAT. Okay, we want to NAT, we want to hide our private range, okay, behind our public, pseudo public IP address. Okay, so first we need to, sorry guys, Okay, so sorry about that. Let's create our NAT statement. So first we should create an access list, okay, to specify what should be NATed. I like to create an extended access list. It's okay to create a standard one, but in most cases you will have to convert it to an extended access list later on if you want to add VPNs and things like that. So it's good to create an extended access list straight away. Let's call it NAT ACL. Okay, and I want to permit IP 192.168.50.0 any. Okay, so my LAN can access anything I want. Okay, that's the access list. Okay, we can put some description, ACL for NAT. Okay, let's verify, show access lists. Okay, and here we are. Okay, the access list is in place. Okay, let's change the host name as well. Good. So now we are ready to create our NAT statement. Hope you remember that. It's IP NAT inside source list. What is the access list that that we want to use? That's the access list. I always like to copy and paste, you know. It's a good way of doing that. Okay, and now I want to use the interface VLAN 10 and overload. Okay, so let me disable Skype. Okay, so let's try and analyze this this command again. Okay, so I want to, let me just move to the front here. Okay, IP NAT inside. I want to NAT from the inside using the source IP range that is specified in my NAT access list, which is 192.168.50.0, can access anything. And I want to NAT it using the interface VLAN 10. Okay, so the IP address that is assigned to VLAN 10. And I want to overload, so it means that more than one IP will share this public IP address, yeah? Okay? So that looks good. Now we have to tell this router which interface is inside and which is outside. So interface VLAN 10 is IP NAT outside. Okay. Come on. That is so strange. Just give me a sec. Okay, yeah. Interface VLAN 20 is IP NAT inside. Okay, that's our inside interface. Okay. Show run include NAT. Just to verify. So we've got our outside, inside, and our NAT statement. Okay, there is one more thing that is missing here. When we type show IP route, this router doesn't know how to get to an IP address. Well, it managed to figure it out using DHCP, but I like to create a static route anyway because it received it from the DHCP. I don't like doing it that way. I want to put a static root. Okay, so IP root, oops, 172.16.1.1. Okay, I want to specify a static root. Okay, show run include root IP root. Looks good. Okay, so now I should be able to ping the internet. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so we can ping the internet and show IP interface brief. Okay, I want to use this IP address as the source. I want to simulate a PC that is connected to my router. I have not created a DHCP pool yet, so I cannot test it from this PC, but I can specify a source IP address when I try and ping. Take a look. Before I do that, when I type show IP NAT translations, you will not see anything, because this router is using the outside interface to ping, and no NAT is required for that. I want to use this IP address as the source IP address, so in a way I want to use a LAN IP address to ping the internet. Thanks to that, I can verify my NAT as well. Okay, so, and now source VLAN 20. Okay, so I'm asking my router to do the following. Please ping 4.2.2.2, but use the source IP address that is assigned to VLAN 20. Okay, and it's working. But now take a look. There is a NAT translation line. Okay, so here the source IP address was 192.168.50.1. Destination is 4.2.2, and that's the outside public pseudo-public IP address that was assigned to that I assigned to my router. Okay, so looks good. We can ping the internet now. That is really good. Okay, let's try and do it again. By the way, to test it and to make sure it works, I like to repeat it 100 times, okay, to make sure that it's stable. Okay, I'm connected with VNC, that's why it's pretty slow to refresh my screen. Okay, so two basic things really. Let's create a username, admin. Oops. Let's use privilege 15, password super secret. Okay, enable secret super secret tutor. Okay, that's basic stuff. Let's enable telnet, SSH, sorry. So line bty, I think it's 04. Yeah, it's 4. Login. Password. Let's do it login local. Okay, so it will use our local database. Oops. Now we should specify. It's good to specify an access list to lock it down to an IP address, because that's a good thing. But here we'll just specify that we want to use SSH. Okay, we should make sure that SSH is enabled. So let's generate the keys. Okay. Domain is required, so let's create domain. IP domain. Name test.local. Now it should be okay. Okay, 512, I'm good with that. Okay, and SSH was enabled. Okay, so show SSH. Okay, no connections are running, but SSH should be ready. Of course, it's a good idea to test it, and we'll try it in a few minutes. Okay, now let's try and write the configuration to save it in our startup config. DHCP. Okay, so we want to create a DHCP pool. Let's call it LAN1. Okay, and here we have to specify our network, which is 192.168.50.0. Okay, we have to specify a default gateway, which is called a default router, yeah, which is 192.168.50.1. DNS, let's use Google. Okay, and I like to specify release. Okay, it's in days. Let's specify 1 day. Okay, now we agreed we should start with number 100. Okay, it's a good idea to leave a pool of IP addresses for a static IPs, like for a printer, for a server, and so on. So we want to exclude. Okay, so IP DHCP. Come on. Excluded address 192.168.50.1. That's the first one, and the last is 192.168.50.99. Okay, and one more pool to be excluded. DHCP excluded 192.168.50.151. I think, yeah, we agreed. Okay, yeah, and the last should be 192.168.50.254. Okay, so I have excluded the following ranges, from 1 to 99 and from 151 to 254. Okay, so let's try and show IP interface brief, because one of the cables should be connected. Yeah, F3 is connected to the laptop that I'm connected to at the moment. Okay, and of course F0 is connected to my router. Okay, looks good. So let's see if it worked. Click config. Here we are. Okay, 192.168.50.100. Okay, so this laptop, as you can see, the wireless connection does not have a default gateway. So we should be able to ping the internet using our 877 router. Okay, let's try and ping google.com. Come on. Yeah, I know. And it's working. Okay, it's a very slow laptop. So show IP DHCP binding. Okay, to verify that an IP address was assigned. Okay, we can see an IP address, the MAC address of my PC, and time. Okay, that's wrong, by the way, so we should fix that as well. Show IP NAT translations. Okay, and it's here. Okay, so we try to ping, and meanwhile the laptop tries to access something behind the scenes. Okay, so let's write it again. So in this short video I showed you how to set up an 877 in a way that you can connect it to your main router and a laptop to this 877, and we were able to ping the internet. Okay, please go ahead and practice. Any questions just let me know, and I will be very happy to help you if I can. Okay, and when you're comfortable with that, you should add a few bits and pieces to this router and replace your Linksys router. Oh, I promised I would test SSH, so let's try and do that. Sorry, it's here. Just start a new session. SSH 192.168.50.1. Okay. Admin. Don't remember. Do you remember what the password was? Super secret 11 information log. Here we are. Okay, we're on the router. Okay, thank you very much.